you jolly ploughmen of courage stout and bold, that labour all the winter in stormy winds and cold, to clothe the fields with plenty of farmyards to renew, to crown them with contentment, behold the painful plough.
For Adam was a ploughman when ploughing first begun. The next that did succeed him was Cain, the eldest son. Some of the generation the calling now pursue, that bread may not be wanting, remains the painful plough.
And Samson was the strongest man, and Solomon was wise. Alexander for to conquer was all his daily prize. King David he was valiant, and many thousands slew. Yet none of these brave heroes could live without the plough. Behold the wealthy merchant that trades in foreign seas, and brings forth gold and treasure for those that live at ease, with finest silks and spices and fruits and dainties too. They are brought from the Indies by virtue of the plough. For they must have bread, biscuit, rice, pudding, flour and peas, to feed the jolly sailors as they sail o'er the seas. Yet every man that brings them here will own to what is true. He cannot sail the ocean without the painful plough.
Come all you jolly husbandmen and listen to me song. I'll relate the life of a ploughman and not detain you long. My father was a farmer who banished grief and woe, and my mother was a dairymaid 90 years ago. My father had a little farm, a harrow and a plough. My mother had some pigs and fowls, a pony and a cow. They didn't hire a servant, but they both their work did do, as I have heard my parents say just 90 years ago. The rent that time went not so high, but far as I will pen, for now one family's nearly twice as big as then were 10. When I were born, my father used to harrow, plough and sow. I think I've heard my mother say 'twere 90 years ago. To drive the plough my father did a boy engage, until that I had just arrived to 7 years of age. So then he did no servant want, me mother milked the cow, and with the lark I rose each morn to go and drive the plough. When I was 15 years of age, I used to thresh and sow. I harrowed, ploughed, and harvest time I used to reap and mow. When I was 20 years of age, I could manage well the farm. I could edge and ditch and plough and sow, or thrash we in the barn. At length, when I was 25, I took myself a wife, compelled to leave my father's house as I had changed my life. For the younger children in my place my father's work would do, then daily as an husbandman to labour I did go. My wife and me, though very poor, could keep a pig and cow. She could sit and knit and spin, and I the land could plough. There nothing was upon the farm at all but I could do. I feel things very different now, that's many years ago. We lived along contented and banished pain and grief, We had not then occasion to ask for poor relief, but now my hairs are grown quite grey, I cannot well engage to work as I had used to do. I'm 90 year of age. When a man has laboured all his life to do his country good, is respected just as much when old as a donkey in the wood. His days are gone and past, and he may weep in grief and woe. The times are very different now to 90 year ago. Good people all draw near, you quickly shall hear of a copy of verses composed. This song is very true, and that you will allow, for the fields they are all in flood. And whither shall we go? The Lord above doth know, and the farmer with the boggins can keep no lamb nor ewe, for we must all away. We can no longer stay, and there's nothing for poor shepherds to do. Now the fields they are let out, and the ditches tossed about, and it's all for the sake of more gold. With the posts and the rails, we'll make 'em rakes and pails, it'll break the heart of every man. On the milking we must go, or follow the plough tail, to reap, to plough and sow, aye, to harrow we must go, for we must all away. We can no longer stay, and there's nothing for poor shepherds to do. Now a poor man's pay is but 18 pence a day, you have need for to double the price. And what is that, d'ye think, to find 'em bread and drink, 6 children, the man and his wife? Whilst the rich do play their cards, aye, the poor'll all be starved, to live on bread and water. Don't you think that very hard? For we must all away. We can no longer stay, and there's nothing for poor shepherds to do.
Come all you bold Britons, where'er you may be, I pray give attention and listen to me. There once was good times, but they're gone by complete, and a poor man lives now on 8 shillings a week. Derry down, 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 derry down. Such times in old England there never was seen as the present ones now, but much better have been. For a poor man's condemned and considered a thief, and compelled to work hard for 8 shillings a week. Derry down, 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 derry down. Our venerable fathers remember the year when a man earned 3 shillings a day and his beer. Then he could live well, keep his family neat, but now he must work on 8 shillings a week. Derry down, 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 derry down. The knobs of old England, a shameful renown, are striving to crush a poor man to the ground. They'll beat down his wages and starve him complete, and make him work hard for 8 shillings a week. Derry down, 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 derry down. A poor man to labour, believe me, it's so. To maintain his family is willing to go, either edging a ditching, to plough or to reap. But how does he live on 8 shillings a week? Derry down, 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 derry down. So now to conclude and finish me song, may the times be much better before very long. May every labourer be able to keep his children and wife on 12 shillings a week. Derry down, 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 derry down. Says the master to him, is it true what I'm told? Your name in the books of the unions enrolled. I can never allow that a workman of mine with wicked disturbers of the peace should combine. I give you fair warning, mind what you're about. I shall put me foot on it and trample it out. Which side your bread's buttered, I'm sure you'll agree. So decide now at once for the union of me.
Says I to the master, it's perfectly true that I'm in the union and I'll stick to it too. And if between union and you I must choose, I've plenty to win and I've little to lose. For 20 years mostly me bread has been dry, and to butter it now I shall certainly try. And though I respect you, remember I'm free. No master in England shall trample on me.
Well then, says the master, just a word or two more. We never have quarrelled on matters before. If you stick to the union, ere long I'll be bound. You'll come and ask me for more wages all round. Now I can't afford more than 2 bob a day. When I look at the rent and the taxes I pay, the crops are so injured, big game as you see. If it's hard for you, then it's hard for me.
Says I to the master, I do not see how any need has arisen for quarrelling now. Though likely enough we shall ask for more wage, I promise you we shan't get first in a rage. Here comes Mr. Taylor, so stout and so bold, the head of the Labourers' Union, I'm told. He's persuaded the men to stick up for their rights. They say he's been giving the farmers the gripes.
The 30th of November 1830, the Aylesbury lads, they did prepare all for the machinery. And when they did get there, my eye how they let fly, the machinery flew to pieces in the twinkling of an eye. The
Mob, such a mob, you never did see before, and if you live 100 years, you never will no more.
Well then, to Winchester we were sent our trial for to take, and if we do have nothing said, our counsel we shall keep. When the judges did begin, I'm sorry for to say, so many there were transported for life, and some were cast to die.
The mob, such a mob, you never did see before, and if you live 100 years, you never will no more.
Sometimes our parents, they come in all for to see us all. Sometimes they bring us some bacca and a loaf that's very small. Then we get into the kitchen and sit all round about. There is so many honours that we're very soon smoked out.
The mob, such a mob, you never did see before, and if you live 100 years, you never will no more.
Then at 6 o'clock in the morning our turnkey he comes in, with a bunch of keys all in his hand, tied up all in a ring. And we can't get any further than back and forth the yard, £1.50 of bread a day, and don't you think it's hard?
The mob, such a mob, you never did see before, and if you live 100 years, you never will no more.
At 6 o'clock in the evening our turnkey he comes round, and the locks and bolts they rattle like the sounding of a drum, and we are all locked up, all in our cells so high, and there we must stay till morning, whether we live or die.
The mob, such a mob, you never did see before, and if you live 100 years, you never will no more.
So now to conclude and finish my new song, and I hope you gentlemen round me will think that I'm not wrong, and all the poor of Hampshire for rising of their wages, I hope that none of our enemies shall ever want for places.
The mob's such a mob, you never did see before, and if you live 100 years, you never will no more.
You sons of old England, now list to me rhymes, and I'll sing you a short sketch of the times, concerning poor labourers you all must allow, who work all day at the tail of the plough. Oh, pity poor labourers, oh, pity them all, for 5 or 6 shillings they work the whole week. There's many poor labourers to work, they will go either hedging or ditching to plough or to sow. And many poor fellas are used like a Turk, they don't get fair pay for half a day's work. And many poor labourers, I'm sorry for to say, are breaking stones for 18 pence a day. Bread and water's the fare of the poor labouring man, while the rich can live on the fat of the land. Pity poor labourers, oh, pity them all, for 5 or 6 shillings they work the whole week. There's many young fellas you'll see every day, for snaring a hare they are banished away to Van Diemen's Land or to some foreign shore, and the wives and children are left to deplore. There's many a farmer that's making a fuss, while the poor and starving can scarce get a crust. Do away with the hounds and the hunters so gay, and give the labouring man a little fair play. Pity poor labourers, oh, pity them all, for 5 or 6 shillings they work the whole week. Fair play is a stranger these many years past, and pity's bunged up in an old oaken cask. But the time's fast approaching, it's very near come, when we'll have the farmers under our thumbs. Pity the labourers, oh, pity them all, for 5 or 6 shillings they work the whole week.
Oh, some do say the farmer's best, but I do need say no. If it weren't for we poor labouring men, what would the farmers do? They would beat up all their old stuff until some new come in. There's never a trade in all England like we poor labouring men.
Oh, some do say the baker's best, but I do need say no. If it weren't for we poor labouring men, what would the bakers do? They would beat up all their old stuff until some new come in. There's never a trade in all England like we poor labouring men.
Oh, some do say the butcher's best, but I do need say no. If it weren't for we poor labouring men, what would the butchers do? They would beat up all their old stuff until some new come in. There's never a trade in all England like we poor labouring men. Let every true-born Englishman lift up a flowing glass and toast each honest working man, likewise his bonny lass. And when these cruel days are past, good times will come again. There's never a trade in all England like we poor labouring men.
A parson dressed all in his best cocked hat and bushy wig. He went into a farmer's house to choose a sucking pig. Good morning, said the parson, good morning, sir, to you. I've come to choose a sucking pig, you know it is my due. You know it is my due, you know it is my due. I've come to choose a sucking pig, you know it is my due. Then in the sty the farmer goes among the pigs so small, and he chooses for the parson the least amongst them all. And when the parson saw the same, how he did a rant and roar, he stamped his foot and shook his head and almost cursed and swore. He almost cursed and swore, he almost cursed and swore. He stamped his foot and shook his head and almost cursed and swore. In the sty the parson ventured without any more ado, and the old sow ran with open mouth and up the parson flew. And then she grabbed him by the coat and took off both the skirts. She ran ahead between his legs and rolled him in the dirt. She rolled him in the dirt, she rolled him in the dirt. She ran ahead between his legs and rolled him in the dirt. At length they let the parson out as fast as he could run, and the farmer almost split his sides with laughing at the fun. The parson's wife saw his plight. Where you been, she said. Get out, you bitch, the parson cried, for I am almost dead. Oh, I am almost dead, I am almost dead. Get out, you bitch, the parson cried, for I am almost dead. Go fetch me down a suit of clothes, go fetch them down, I say, and bring me my old greasy wig without any more delay. And for the usage I received all in the cursed sty, I'll never relish sucking pig until the day I die. Until the day I die, until the day I die, I'll never relish sucking pig until the day I die. Now the first he's a butcher, I must bring him in. He charged 2 shillings a pound, and he thinks it no sin. Slap his thumb on his stilliards and make 'em go down, and he swears it's good weight when it wants half a pound. Singing honesty's all out of fashion. These are the rigs of the times, times, me boys. These are the rigs of the times. Now the next he's a baker, I must bring him in. He charged 4pence a loaf, and he thinks it no sin. When he do bring it in, it's no bigger than your fist, and the top of the loaf is popped up with the yeast. Singing honesty's all out of fashion. These are the rigs of the times, times, me boys. These are the rigs of the times.
Now no wonder that butter's a shilling a pound. See the new farmers' daughters as they ride up and down. If you ask 'em the reason, they'll say, bonny lad, there's a French war and the cows has no grass. Singing honesty's all out of fashion. These are the rigs of the times, me boys. These are the rigs of the times. Now the next he's a publican, I must bring him in. He charged 4p a quart and he thinks it no sin. When he do bring it in, the measure is short, and the top of the pot is popped up with a froth. Singing honesty's all out of fashion. These are the rigs of the times, me boys. These are the rigs of the times. Now the very best plan that I can find is to pop 'em all up in a high gale of wind. And when they get up the cloud it'll burst, and the biggest old rascal comes tumbling down first. Singing honesty's all out of fashion. These are the rigs of the times, me boys. These are the rigs of the times.
Come all you swaggering farmers of courage stout and bold, and listen to me ditty, the truth I will unfold. For these full 20 long years past you've had a roaring trade. Now they all pull long faces and are dreadfully dismayed. So pity us poor servants who run at every call. We give no satisfaction and our wages are so small. When the farmers to the market went on hunters they did ride, and then their daughters rode in gigs to run on by their side. And when they came into the inn the ostler they did call, if he delayed a moment how they would swear and bawl. So pity us poor servants who run at every call. We give no satisfaction and our wages are so small. The landlord in alarm to the door did run straightway, cried, ostler, be attentive to these gentlemen I pray. For if my business you neglect your wages I will pay, for in my service I declare you shall no longer stay. So pity us poor servants who run at every call. We give no satisfaction and our wages are so small. In 1816 of land they were so keen, they rode about the country, the like was never seen. 100 to 200 their rents they did advance, but now without a fiddle it makes them for to dance. So pity us poor servants who run at every call. We give no satisfaction and our wages are so small. To go unto the statutes it is but little use. Our wages are so small, me boys, they hardly find us shoes. Besides the ugly frowns and the curses we do get, the farmers they do swear that they're running into debt. So pity us poor servants who run at every call. We give no satisfaction and our wages are so small. And they who are not broke, me boys, have got a dreadful crack. Their visages are very long, their looks are very black. So sudden was the change that it made them all to stand, as bad as any wild beast you e'er saw at a fair. So pity us poor servants who run at every call. We give no satisfaction and our wages are so small.
Jolly boys, and together we will go about with our captain to shear the lamb and ewe. master he comes round to see our work is doing well, and he cries, "Shear them close, men, for there is but little wool." And then our noble captain doth unto our master say, "Come, let us have one bucket of your good ale, I pray." He turns unto our captain and makes him this reply, "You shall have the best of beer, I promise presently." And when 'tis night and we have done, our master is more free, and stores us well with good strong beer and pipes and tobacco. So we do sit and drink, we smoke and sing and roar, till we become more merry far than e'er we were before. When all our work is done, and all our sheep are shorn, then home to our captain to drink the ale that's strong. 'Tis a barrel then of a wine cup which we call the Black Ram, and we do sit and swagger and swear that we are men. But yet before 'tis night I'll stand you half a crown, that if you have a special care the ram will knock you down. That comes from but will go to but, so all you have a care. Don't lose your head, nor lose your wool, when you the sheep do shear.
Good people all, I pray attend and listen to me story, how the farmers used to live in our native country, when masters lived as masters ought and happy in their station, till at length their stinking pride has ruined half the nation. Fal-de-lal-lal, fal-de-lal-lal-lido. A good old-fashioned long grey coat the farmers used to wear, sir, and old Darbin they would ride to market or to fair, sir. But now fine geldings they must mount to join all in the chase, sir, dressed up like any lord or squire before their landlord's face, sir. Fal-de-lal-lal, fal-de-lal-lal-lido. In former times, both plain and neat, they'd go to church on Sunday, then to harrow, plough or sow they'd go upon a Monday. But now instead of the plough tail or hedges they are jumping, instead of sowing of their corn their delight is in fox hunting. Fal-de-lal-lal, fal-de-lal-lal-lido. The farmer's daughter used to work all at the spinning wheel, sir, but no such furniture as that is thought quite ungenteel, sir. Their fingers they're afraid to spoil with all such kinds of sport, sir, and sooner than a mop or broom they'd handle a pianoforte. Fal-de-lal-lal, fal-de-lal-lal-lido. Their dress was always plain and warm when in their Sunday clothes, sir. Besides they had such handsome cheeks as red as any rose, sir. But now they're frilled and fur below, just like a dancing monkey. Their bonnets and their great black veils would almost fright a donkey. Fal-de-lal-lal, fal-de-lal-lal-lido. When wheat it was a guinea a strike, the farmers bore the way, sir. Now with their landlords they will ride upon each hunting day, sir. Besides their daughters too must join the ladies at the hall, sir. The landlords say will double the rents and then their pride must fall, sir. Fal-de-lal-lal, fal-de-lal-lal-lido. It's all this confounded pride has brought them to reflection. It makes poor servants' wages low and keeps them in subjection. Let's pray that hungry bellies may be filled when they are empty, and where a servant gets £10, I wish he may get 20. Fal-de-la-la, fal-de-la-la-li-do.
Oh, the prop of the land is the hard-working man. His health let us pledge in a glass, and they who say no it will very soon show don't belong to the working class. Is it the rich man that supports the land? He looks on while the poor man must work. The poor man must toil with his hard brown hand from daylight on till dark. Those rich grinding knives would have all sold slaves and take from the poor man what he earns. You hear 'em boast how they rule the roast, and the poor man they treat like a worm. Why should the rich man despise us, the poor, when we work for him hard night and day? The time it will come when the rich man will die, and beside the poor man he must lay. For death lays low both great and small, and if life was a thing we could buy, the rich man would give his thousands to live, while the poor man he might die. Oh, the prop of the land is the hard-working man. His health let us pledge in a glass, and they who say no it will very soon show don't belong to the working class.